night cream.
But
Never
what's the
leave.
difference?
Well, it's heavier at night, but you don't need it now. But never leave any night cream or any cream on longer than 5 minutes, because that's when you get that puffy look.
Yeah, and also
you know?
open pores. I mean,
yes,
I can
and
see
pat it.
Vaseline. I mean, I think that's a bit too heavy for her.
Yes, but it's wonderful. It's better than nothing. If only mothers would put that on their children's faces or on their own face instead of going out in the wind and the rain. It's a wonderful protection, but it's not, you know, it's not all that glamorous. But look, Sylvia, come to the on my old age spots. This is a wonderful facelift thing. A couple of these. This way, you talk about mini facelift. It's too late for that, isn't it? Spread it right over.
When do you put that on then?
First thing, when you've cleansed your face, right over
What,
your
first
skin.
thing in the morning?
No, you can do it. No, I mean first thing on your skin.
Oh, okay.
You can do it at night. You can do it in the middle of the day. They call this the journalist's best kept secret. All the people who want to know.
I should eat more fish because I don't eat meat anymore because I don't like it very much. But I find fish a bit boring and you know, a bit tedious.
I don't think it should be, because there's more kinds of fish than there are meat. I would have thought
I
you'd
suppose
have
there are. I hadn't thought about
lots
that.
and lots of different
Yeah,
varieties.
perhaps I don't bother because doing it for one is difficult. But I tell you the one thing, I can't stand the smell of fish cooking and the way the smell hangs about in the house.
Well, you'd like what I'm going to make, because it's involved with being all wrapped up, and then there isn't a problem. The smell doesn't really get out.
Oh, right.
It's sort of while it's cooking you
Yeah.
have a difficulty. Once
Yeah.
it's cooked, it seems to be okay.
Yes,
This is going to be a brandade of smoked cod.
never heard of that.
Oh, that's a French word. It's
How
a
do you
French
spell it?
recipe. B-R-A-N-D-A-D-E. And when you look the word up in the dictionary, you don't get a definition. You actually get the recipe for what I'm making.
Oh, so this is what it is?
This is what
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
yes. And what you do is you take 12 ounces of smoked cod fillet. I've taken all the bones out very carefully with a pair of tweezers, and you have to feel for them. Then I'm going to wrap it up.
What, ordinary eyebrow tweezers?
Yes, but not the same ones you use for your eyebrows.
say
I
that's-
do have a kitchen pair.
That's a very good idea. I have them with my sewing machine, so I could use those, couldn't I? Big
They'd be
ones.
perfect.
Yes.
And then it goes in the oven for about 20 minutes at 200. And then when it comes out, it won't be transparent. If it still is, it's not quite cooked. You need to cook it a bit longer. And there it is, you see. It's gone quite opaque. And you tip away this liquid, which is rather salty. Don't tip the fish down the sink.
I say that's much better than putting it in milk or something and poaching it, isn't
But
it?
you don't want to lose any flavour. You've got to keep it as intense as possible.
Yes.
Then I feel for the bones again. This is terribly important. You really can't have bones if you're going to put it, as I am,
That's good.
into a
Doing it with
liquidizer.
your fingers, that's
yes.
really
And you know
good.
where they're going to be. They're always down the centre line, and you just check that there aren't any. I just hope that there aren't.
So do
this
I.
goes-
I can't stand them. In fact, it puts me off the heart. I can't finish eating it if I find a bone.
No,
in the
it
fish.
puts everybody off. 3 cloves of garlic, which I've peeled and cut the bitter bottom off,
That's a lot, isn't it?
and about 6 or 8 grinds of black pepper. And then it gets whizzed. Just briefly.
Yes,
And
because
then-
you want to keep the flakes of fish, don't you?
About
presumably?
half a 4-ounce pot of double cream. I'm going to use the other half in a minute. It needs to be whizzed 2 or 3 times. This is virgin olive oil, which tastes the best, but any olive oil will do. I just like to use something with a good
More
flavour.
expensive than...
It's a little more. It's a little more expensive, but not so that it matters too much. Scrape it down.
Lovely ingredients so far.
Well, I think you know you get out what you put in, and I think this fish and cream and garlic, it's obviously a classic from the south of France. I got the idea when we had a French student to stay. We have French students sometimes. And that's it. If it's a little thin like this, you can add some crumb of white bread if you find it's a bit too...
Oh yes, that's a good idea.
Then you can either put it into little ramekins, or, as I'm doing here, into a quite big serving dish, because this will serve about 6 people. I know it doesn't look much, but it's very rich for a first course.
Oh, I see. So you're not going to serve this with something as a main dish?
No, it's really designed to be a first course, and I garnish it with some flat parsley, which we grow ourselves. This is the French parsley, which
It's
is sort of-
interesting, isn't it?
It's not curly.
But it's more decorative. The leaves are more decorative than the curly stuff that I grow.
Well, it's a little more unusual. And then you use either ordinary toast, which could be brown or white, but what I like best is to make Melba toast for it.
Yes,
which
I enjoy doing that.
Yes, you make it with ordinary toast, cut it through the middle,
I enjoy doing that, yeah.
and then re-grill the other side of it.
Now, will this freeze, do you think?
I've never tried. I've never had any over to try.
Because I would want to make a much smaller quantity, just for myself.
It keeps very well.